Hey, good morning, brothers. Welcome back to Testimony Tuesday. It's Mike Tennyson again with Catholic Men's Ministry. I'm here this morning with our brother, Greg Brunton. Greg's a parishioner at St. Michael's. Hey, what a great name. And we're here this morning to talk about Greg's walk with the Lord, his faith walk with Christ. And we're going to talk a little bit about the group that we're involved with that's exploring the Consecration to St Joseph, Father Calloway's excellent book. So, Greg, welcome. And just tell us a little bit about your faith walk. Tell us about what your walk with Christ is like.
Thank you, Mike. I grew up cradle Catholic, and although kind of an interesting little journey, my parents, when I was going into my early high school years, actually left the Catholic Church for a while, went to more kind of a evangelical church. I grew up, I was an altar server, but as an altar server, I was also kind of exposed to this evangelical church. I was confirmed as a Catholic. Eventually, my family actually started going full-time to this evangelical church. And so I had many years where I was kind of formed there as a Christian. As I got a little older, went to college, kind of, lost a little interest in the faith, but never really completely walked away, but just kind of lost a little interest in it, as a lot of people do when they get a little older. When I was in my mid-20s, I started getting back interested in my faith walk and wanted to kind of rediscover my faith life. And at that time, I really wasn't considering going back to the Catholic Church. It was interesting. Like I ended up kind of looking into this issue of infant baptism. I actually started wondering if my infant baptism was valid and whether or not I needed to get rebaptized. So that started me on this journey of kind of looking at things. My father, who was also working his way back to the Catholic Church, gave me a book by someone you may know, Carl Keating. And I read this book by Carl Keating, and it really had a profound impact on me. And by the time I was done reading Carl Keating's book, I was by then I was really on my way back to the Catholic Church after reading that book. I was very struck, particularly by the doctrine of the Eucharist and the truth of that doctrine. By grace of God, I then met my to-be wife, and she was not a confirmed Catholic at that time, but she was also very open to the Catholic faith, really kind of considered herself a Catholic. She had gone to Catholic schools, so she was completely open and wanting to come into the Catholic Church. And so that's kind of how my journey back to the Catholic Church started. And my wife and I, we've been married going on 24 years, and we've been involved in the church and active in the church ever since.
Wow, Greg, what a story. That's the reason that we do these Testimony Tuesdays, so that guys out there can sort of take a look at our lives, our testimonies, and see how they either mirror their lives or give them something that they can look forward to on their walk. Isn't it amazing how the Spirit works in our lives and just molds everything perfectly so that we come into full communion with the church, that we're walking with the Lord and we're being filled with the Spirit. I just thank you so much for sharing that. I'm interested, which Keating book did you read?
It was a book called, I think it was called Catholicism and Fundamentalism.
Yes. Great book, great book.
It's a fantastic book, and some of your viewers may know that he was a lawyer before he went into full-time ministry, and I'm an attorney as well. And so that book, just kind of the style, the way it was written, I found it very compelling and just a very persuasive book. It had a profound impact on me and on my father, actually.
I'll tell you, the book that brought me into the church was Dr. Scott Hahn's Supper of the Lamb. I just reading his conversion story at the front of that book, being a lifelong Protestant, married to a Catholic woman, sort of just brought all of those questions for me. So I think what the Spirit's telling us this morning is that he can use books, he can use people, and has everything at his disposal so that we can come back into or stay in our walk with the Lord. Talk briefly about the Consecration to St Joseph, the wonderful book by Father Calloway. You and I have been involved in a group here for 25 days. I think we're on 25th day. Discussing that each morning at 7:00 with Tony Trippi. Tony's been leading that group for us, and what a blessing he's been. And then, have you had a chance to attend the Monday night sessions with Professor Cahal?
Yeah, I've had the ability to participate in one of those, and it's been such a blessing, Mike. I mean, Tony is doing such a great job leading it. Dr. Cahal just completely, provides this depth look that we really get, and adds to the book, adds things that aren't even in the book, which is amazing because the book contains so many things and so much history and so many quotes about St. Joseph. And it's been very meaningful for me. I had done many years ago, I did a Marian consecration. And so when I heard about doing this St. Joseph one, I was a little hesitant because I wasn't sure, once you do one, should you do another? And Father Calloway addresses that very directly in the book. And so, for those out there who maybe have done a Marian consecration and think, well, should I do a St. Joseph consecration, or is this something I would say absolutely yes. It really kind of completes it and rounds it out. If you have never done kind of a consecration or kind of, really delved into the saints, so to speak, it's really a real, I find it a real blessing and a real encouragement that we as Catholics have this. We have this, kind of a additional kind of, if you will, friendship that we have with, our friends on earth, but we also have this relationship that we can still have with great saints like St. Joseph. And it's interesting to me, Mike, that this is happening. There's been a lot of people, a lot of movement right now towards studying St. Joseph and getting to know him better this year. And then, of course, it's the year of St. Joseph. So I've immensely enjoyed this morning consecration series and talks. It's been hugely helpful and impactful for me.
And I couldn't agree more. It's been such a blessing. And to be able to unpack that together, we encouraged men in our last testimony Tuesday that if you're making the consecration, even though we're close, find somebody that you can talk to about the book, that you can share what you're getting out of it and let them share with you. The consecration happens several times throughout the year for different periods of time. So keep an eye on the Catholic Men's Ministry website, catholicmensministry.com. And there's a lot of things that are coming up that will help you if you're ready to make that consecration to St. Joseph. There's going to be a lot of things available on the website that will be able to assist in that. Greg, thank you so much for joining me this morning. What a blessing it's been to get to know you a little bit better and to hear about your walk in faith with the Lord. What a blessing that is. What a blessing you are. Guys, if you're ready to tell your testimony, and the Lord calls us to do that, if you're ready to give your testimony, reach out to us through the Catholic Men's Ministry website, again, at catholicmensministry.com. There's a contact form there. You're going to put your name, you're going to put your email address. In the subject line, put Testimony Tuesday and just say, Mike, I'm ready to give my testimony. I'm ready to let guys in the diocese know my walk with the Lord so that I may encourage them. And there's a guy out there, I'm telling you, that's waiting to hear your story. So I look forward to hearing from you soon. And then we'll talk just like we're talking today. Again, Greg, thank you so much. God bless you, brother. You have a great day.
Thanks, Mike. You too.